She didn't knock. She didn't ask. She just walked into my yard with that smug HOA smile, grabbed my gardening tools, and started ripping my sunflowers straight out of the soil. My garden, my therapy, my peace, gone. And the worst part? She smiled while doing it. What she didn't know is that the girl she just messed with has a family court judge for a mother, and that smile of hers was about to be wiped clean off her face. You see, this wasn't just some patch of plants. It was my healing space. I built it during one of the hardest seasons of my life. After my dad passed away, I struggled with crippling anxiety. I couldn't sleep, couldn't think. I was drowning in silence. So I started planting, just a few herbs at first, then flowers, then vines and vegetables. And suddenly, something inside me started to grow again too. Every inch of that garden was a piece of my soul stitched back together. But HOA Karen didn't care. To her, it was unsightly, unapproved, a violation of some regulation she barely even understood. But to me, it was my life. That morning, I heard a knock. It was loud, aggressive. I opened the door, and there she stood. No greeting, no smile, just a clipboard, an attitude. She told me I had 24 hours to remove the unauthorized growth from my yard. I tried to explain. I showed her the approval email from 2 years ago. She didn't care. She said, "The board has spoken. You can't just do whatever you want here." And then she came back that afternoon with a landscaper, no warning, and while I was inside on a work call, they tore everything down. The roses, the lavender, the wooden trellis I built with my dad before he passed, gone. I ran outside screaming, in tears, begging them to stop, but Karen just looked at me and said, "You should have followed the rules, sweetheart." That's when something inside me flipped. Now, here's what Karen didn't know. I grew up in courtrooms. I know how power works because my mom is a family court judge. A woman who doesn't just understand the law, she embodies it. So when I told her what happened, she didn't raise her voice. She didn't panic. She just looked me in the eye and said, "Sweetheart, some people learn through warnings. Others need a verdict." We got to work. We gathered everything. Emails proving I had approval, photos of the garden, HOA bylaws, and even screenshots from neighbors complaining about Karen for years. Turns out, Karen had been operating way outside her authority. She bypassed due process, violated HOA protocol, and worst of all, she destroyed private property without legal grounds. We filed formal complaints with the HOA board, the city zoning department, and even began preparing for small claims court. Within 2 weeks, Karen was removed from the HOA board, and that wasn't all. The HOA was forced to issue a public apology and pay for the entire reconstruction of my garden, every flower, every trellis, every vine, rebuilt by professionals, paid for with HOA funds, approved permanently in writing. And Karen? She now has to walk past my yard every single day and see what she tried to destroy, thrive. Some people think they're above consequences. They weaponize rules, use positions of power to tear others down, but never forget, there is strength in roots. There is power in peace. And when you stand up with calm, focused courage, even the most arrogant Karens can be buried in the garden they tried to ruin. This is just one battle in the HOA war zone. If you've ever faced injustice from a power-hungry board, subscribe now and join the fight, because next time, it might be your story we tell.